Thanks for joining us on Inside Indy. I'm Megan Shin. This time of year in Indiana means exploring corn mazes, going for hay rides, and trips to the pumpkin patch. Here on Inside Indy, we're profiling local farms and orchards in our community. And today, we're excited to introduce you to Kelsey Farms. It's a family-owned farm providing produce and fall fun for Hoosiers of all ages.
My husband and I make up part of the 6th generation here on our family farm. We've been here since 1837 in this actual very location. We row crop, corn, soybeans, and wheat, and then in the fall we open our farm up to families to come out and enjoy the fall. Our farm has been here for many generations. We love agriculture and we love being able to share our farm with others. We actually feel very blessed that people want to come out and spend their days with us and with our family. All of our family works here on the farm. All of our kiddos actually work for the tourism side, so they get to help, whether it's giving cow train rides, food concessions, or working, out front taking tickets. It is a family affair and a family business, and it's fun to be able to share that family to family with others.
The thing that brought me here in the first place was actually being a family friend of the owners here. And my favorite part of working, both the hayride and admissions is the person-to-person contact and communication that you get. So it's really enjoyable for me to see a smile on the customers' faces to make sure that I am doing what I can in order to make their day better as well.
So I think my favorite thing about the fall is just interacting with our customers. It's so fun to see families come out and just kind of get away from the daily grind, get away from the phones and the televisions and technology, and really just come out and enjoy being outside, having fun together. And so it's a pleasure to be able to watch that. This is our 17th season of Experience the Farm. So we open our farm up to the public to come out and enjoy fall weather, fall days. We have a corn maze, we have hay rides, we have a cow train ride, we have lots of activities for kiddos to play on, and of course we have our signature Kelsey Farms milkshake, and we have lots of pumpkins to choose from. Yeah, so we have lots of activities for young ones, whether it's running through the corn maze. It's a 7-acre, maze that they can work through. We have a jump pad where they can jump. We have a corn pit, which is around 530 bushel of corn that they can swim in. And of course Strawbell Mountain that they can climb all the way to the top of the vale. So it's really running, jumping, climbing, lots of fun things for kiddos.
Flag football is now an Olympic sport, and it'll make its debut in the 2028 Olympics. WRTV's Meredith Hackler talked to Indianapolis-based USA Football and one of their players about what this means for the future of the growing sport.
I was telling my fiance, I was just like, my timeline is just full of football right now, and it's just super amazing to see.
Amber Clark grew up always wanting to play football, but never got the opportunity until she started playing flag football in 2020, where she found great success.
When we won, that's when I felt the emotions of like I have this country's name across my chest of like I said, something I've been working towards, and to feel that gold medal just go around your neck, and to see the flag and to hear that national anthem, it was just like, whew.
Clark won gold this past summer at the America's Continental Flag Football Championship. And now she and other flag football players will have the chance to play at an even higher level of competition, the Olympics. When you look at the Olympics, they're really looking at a sport that is dynamic, is fast, is equitable. So flag football getting in is a great opportunity for both men and women's competitors, which you don't see typically in many aspects, especially internationally in tackle football. It's also, from a resource perspective, it's easier to implement across the countries. And the sport has also grown in popularity over the years. According to USA Football, 7.1 million people participated in flag football in 2022 alone. On top of that, girls flag football is a sanctioned varsity sport in half a dozen states. Indiana is not one of those states yet. We create a population of athletes that we invite to our trials, U.S. national team trials that takes place at the U.S. Performance Center in Charlotte. We whittled that roster down to 12 active members, and then those 12 members compete with us across the world. With a recruitment plan already in place, Athletes are excited for the potential of them heading to the Olympics in 2028.
That it's so competitive, it's so energetic, it's so entertaining. So I'm just super excited to have this opportunity to allow the world to finally bring them into our world.
Meredith Hackler, WRTV.
The Pacers are rolling out some new food for home games this season, and we got an early look at some of the tasty new options on the menu. A lot of those offerings are coming from the Guest Chef program the team and KeyBank sponsor. 10 local culinary entrepreneurs from around the city will get their chance to cook for the crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Over the course of the season, there will be a barbecue place, a deli, a soul cantina, and more. 2 chefs who were part of this program in previous years have received permanent spots at the Fieldhouse. That's Mambo's Cheesesteak Grill and Taste of Innova Wings and Greens.
I'm taking it in. It is a very exciting moment. I can't wait to show off showcase what we have. I want everybody to try it. And yes, the palette has increased a lot, and it's so awesome to see people trying new things. Again, try the ahi and the ricotta. It's really amazing.
Outside of the Guest Chefs, Tease Me Cafe will open a location at the Fieldhouse. That's owned by Indiana Fever legend Tamika Catchings. The Pacers open the regular season at home 1 week from Wednesday. An art installation highlighting the importance of reading and providing free book sharing now has a new home. This work of art, called Monument, also serves as a book share station where people can borrow and return books at no cost. Between 2015 and 2019, it called Monument Circle home. Now the next chapter for this brightly colored work of art means a move to the Central Library on North Meridian Street. Brian McCutcheon created the piece of art for the public collection. That organization focuses on improving literacy and fostering appreciation for the arts.
One of the things I'm sort of grateful for it being now in the permanent collection of the Central Library is we're at a moment where book banning is in the news, and the Central Library of Indianapolis is promoting the distribution of books. That's amazing.
A quote from Mark Twain is incorporated at the very top of the piece of art. It reads in part, "A public library is the most enduring of memorials, the trustiest monument for the preservation of an event or name or an affection." The Herbert Simon Family Foundation and other donors made the reinstallation of this piece possible. An expansion is now underway for a trail on the near east side of Indianapolis. We're talking about the Pogues Run Trail. It's located in the Brookside Park area, just south of I-70. When it's finished, the trail will run from Commerce Avenue and Brookside North Drive all the way to Pogues Run Art and Nature Park.
Long time coming. We just got the bridge opened up over there thanks to reconnecting our waterways, and the Art and Nature Park is awesome, and to connect them, and the whole connectivity thing is what we're working on, and it helps so much.
The Pogues Run Trail expansion is a $7 million project. Construction is expected to begin in November and finish by the summer of 2025. Disgusting smells and leaking waste in Fountain Square. Coming up, the unpleasant conditions neighbors are facing and what's being done to fix the problem. Horrible odors and leaking materials coming from one facility in Fountain Square, and it has neighbors concerned for their health and the environment. WRTV's Jessica Grunling explains the issue and the changes residents are pushing for.
It's a terrible, terrible smell.
Dawn Ramsey lives in Fountain Square on the same street as Commercial Grease Trap Cleaning Corp.
I have lived on that street my entire life for 56 years.
She was there when they set up shop.
I really wish they would move.
Ramsey says for years an odor has been coming from the business.
You can't be outside. You don't want your windows open.
And now that there's more development happening in Fountain Square, more people are taking notice.
Better late than never.
It is substantial. I mean, if it is a warm day and the wind is blowing right, those houses are almost uninhabitable.
It's pretty substantial from a health perspective for children and for families who are trying to enjoy and live in the neighborhood.
Dakota Policki is president of the Fountain Square Neighborhood Association. He says within a few blocks of Commercial Grease Trap Cleaning Corp is a park, 2 schools, and 70 homes. And for the last year, neighbors have been digging into where the odor is coming from and what can be done.
And what we've heard from the state and from other agencies, there is no other company that's certified in this way that operates in a dense neighborhood.
Commercial Grease Trap Cleaning Corp is a facility that treats domestic septage and grease trap waste. They're permitted through the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. Their permit was up for renewal in May and is now under review. During an inspection in April, IDEM found a number of violations, including the building floor being covered in a heavy buildup of grease. IDEM says during their last inspection in August, all of those issues were resolved. But some neighbors still want more to be done. State Representative Blake Johnson and Senator Andrea Hunley urged IDEM to hold a public hearing on the issue.
From my perspective, it's not what the business does, right? I think, it's commercial grease. It's got to be dealt with one way or another. It's how they're doing it. And it's right now being done with complete disregard for the impacts on the neighbors. And so my hope is that we can get to a place where there's some pressure and some willingness to collaborate in a way that mitigates the odor and makes the quality of life for the neighbors a little bit better.
In Indianapolis, Jessica Grunling, WRTV.
Just the thought that it's only been 3 months and I have a lifetime ago feeling like this,
How to live life after your loved one is killed. The people in this room all shared the tragic bond of knowing that pain. This trauma bond is the reason for the Stop the Gun Violence brunch, managing the eternal heartbreak of death and motivating the rest of Indianapolis to find peace. WRTV's Taj Simmons shows us how this became much more than a meal.
The shock and sirens of deadly shootings grab the headlines and your attention. But long after the crime scene is cleaned up and another story catches your eye, the victims' families still have to live with the eternal emptiness.
There's a lot of mothers that are just screaming for justice.
Lynn Hill lost her son Chris Walton in the Broad Ripple shooting, which killed 2 others this summer. Her challenge is finding others who understand that trauma so she can open her emotions.
In every situation, I handle grief differently. But I am getting better because now I feel like I'm surrounded by a group of people who I don't have to pretend to be okay with.
The Stop Gun Violence brunch on Saturday is that support group. Everyone here has lost a loved one to gun violence, including brunch organizer Kelly Langford, whose son Deontez Locke was shot and killed 4 years ago this month.
Every day, I have to really push myself to go, because some days I just want to give up, and I just can't give up.
Reminders of why she keeps pushing, pictures of the victims, both on tables and on T-shirts worn by their loved ones. The hurt never truly goes away, but Langford hoped the brunch could help them manage the hard days.
It's just like an epidemic of just sadness, it's heartbreaking.
They learned how to take deep breaths when panic sets in and wrote down their raw emotions in letters to the people who killed their loved ones. Many don't know the shooters or even the suspects. Hill is the exception. IMPD arrested the suspect in her son's death just last week. But even that answer can't fully ease the pain.
I will be okay, but it's just the thought that it's only been 3 months and I have a lifetime ago.
A lifetime of healing, which will not be spent alone. In Indianapolis, Taj Simmons, WRTV.
This was the 3rd edition of the Stop the Violence brunch. Langford says she plans to continue the event next year. Still to come on Inside Indy, the growing trend around religion in America. Why more people are saying they're non-religious. More Americans are leaving organized religion. Our Thomas Hoppo explains the reasons and what this growing trend means.
A report by the Arbor Research Group finds that more than 1 in 3 Protestant churches in the United States saw attendance declines between 2020 and 2022. It's the latest signal that many Americans are losing interest in organized religion, but not losing interest in faith. Ask Americans what their religion is, and 1 in 3 will say none. That's from our recent AP NORC Center poll.
The most important story, without a shadow of a doubt, is the unbelievable rise in the share of Americans who are non-religious.
And those numbers have been growing for years now.
In 1972, only 5% of Americans identified as atheist, agnostic, or nothing in particular. Today, it's 30% of Americans identify as nuns, and amongst the youngest adult Americans, it's probably only over 45% of Americans identify as non-religious.
But all of the so-called nons are not the same.
We have three types of nuns. Atheists, who are the ones who say God does not exist. Agnostics are people who say that we can't know if God exists or not. And then a third group is called nothing in particular. And this group is actually the fastest growing religious group in America today.
That's Ryan Burge. Students in his political science classes at Eastern Illinois University call him professor. But here at the First Baptist Church in nearby Mount Vernon, Illinois, he's known as pastor.
When I see the line graph pointing downwards, it's not just a line graph. It's what I've seen every single Sunday of my life. The last 16 years is went from 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 to 10. This is not just some academic exercise for me. This is my life.
The author of the book called The Nons, Burge says identifying as nothing in particular doesn't mean those respondents believe in nothing at all.
Nothing in particulars are definitely less religious than Catholics or Protestants or Jews, but they're a whole lot more religious than atheists or agnostics are.
The AP NORC poll showed that the majority in this group believe in God, and about half say they believe in angels, the power of prayer, and heaven. In Rocheport, Missouri, Mike Dulick identifies as nothing in particular when it comes to religious affiliation.
I'm not involved in any kind of religious group whatsoever. I'm involved in being a decent human being to the people I meet.
A mandolin maker for 30 years, Dulick says he finds his sense of spirituality in his woodworking, playing music, and sitting in nature. It's an approach he developed as a child.
In Southern California, I was headed to the beach with my guitar, and my father would say, "What are you doing with that guitar?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go meet some friends after Mass." But I skipped Mass and just went straight to the beach, played my guitar on the beach, watched the waves, enjoyed the beauty of the morning on the beach, and it felt more spiritual than any time I set foot in a church.
In Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Free Thought community is not a church. It's a place for those who want to promote values from what it calls an evidence-based perspective. But Free Thought does bring people together, much like a traditional place of worship might.
One of the most attractive things of religion and churches is the community. So to compete with that, we need to have our community of people, of like-minded people who are there to support each other and help each other, people of like minds to talk to.
Back in Mount Vernon, Illinois, churches like the one Professor Burge pastors can sense which way the wind is blowing, and it's not in the right direction for growth.
Those trend lines are continuing in such a way that it's a very good possibility in the next 30 or 40 years there will be more non-religious Americans than there will be Christians in the United States for the first time in American history.
Thomas Hoppo, Scripps News.
Thanks for joining us this evening on Inside Indy. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 for more local features from our community. Have a great night.